Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. So on today's video, we're going to fire up the 69 Mustang for the first time. I do have to do a few things before we can start it. Got to fix the radiator. Also got to check and see why it doesn't start with the key. So we'll get that fixed. And then also I'm going to pull the fuel tank just because I don't want any of that old nasty fuel running through the fuel lines into the carburetor. So we'll pull that. We'll just run a fuel can in the trunk for now until we can get a new one. So let's get into it. And with the Mustang fuel tanks, I think on this one, just like the 65, there should be a drain. Since this car has been sitting for so long, there's no fuel in the tank. And then there's a sending unit wire right there. And these things bolt in from the top. And then you just got to undo your rubber hose right here and then remove your filler neck, which is right here behind the twist-on cap. So these things are pretty easy when they're empty. Full, that's why they got the drain. So you can drain it out, that way you can take it out a lot easier. But I just got to go around and get all this, like the caulking that's all the way around the tank. I got to scrape that out. That way I can get to the self-tappers. It's pretty much what they are. And we'll get this fuel tank pulled out. There's a few of them now are rusty just from all the freaking mice living in this thing. So now what I got to do is just probably take the jack, put a board underneath there, and then I'll jack it up. I got the three that want to come undone, ground down. I don't think there's any more. So she should be good to pop right out of here. Let me grab the jack and see what happens. Oh, that's still kind of connected. So I grind that off real quick, but as you've seen, I just had to jack it up so it popped the seal. Alright, so I got the neutral safety switch pulled out of the car, and what we did is I just jumped it to make sure that that's what it was, and that's what it is. It turned over with the key, so now we just got to pull it apart. It's probably just corroded. Clean up the contacts, check and make sure it's good to go, and then put it back in, and then it'll work right at the key. We won't have to jump it or anything like that. And we'll throw some gas on this thing. She should fire right up. Let's get back to you guys. Here, let me back it up. Pop the cover off of it, and what it is one of them is missing this little brass barrel that runs across the contacts. So that's why it won't work. So I just got to order a new one. And yeah, for now, probably just jump it so you could start it with the key. All right, so what I did is I just clipped the ends on the neutral safety switch and I ran it together. I just bypassed itself. So then that way I can use the key instead of jumping off the starter relay. And then the next thing I gotta do is pull this radiator and repair the bottom of it. Radiator out, but yeah, the bottom is ripped from where it was hooked up. Now it's got to repair that. It should be able to throw it back in this part. It should be a temporary repair. So we're going to need a radiator to get this thing fired up. But let's go out there and get this thing fixed, and we'll put her back in the car, add some coolant to it, and then fire her up. Is take some fuel line, hook it up to the fuel filter, and then just hook it back into the regular fuel line. And then I'll just run the fuel tank in the back out of a can for right now. That way we can fire this thing up. And we're just gonna use electric fuel pump, prime it up to the mechanical, and then we'll see what she does. Split it.
Go ahead. Hit the
Throttle.
It's pumping, squirting. Might start now.
Sounds good, no freaking valve train noise, nothing. So exciting. check is to see if the accelerator pump is puking gas everywhere. Smells a little bit, burning off some of the mouseness. And you guys over.
It didn't step up.
Huh?
The idle didn't step up with the choke being partially on, but it's no big deal. I can adjust it.
Hopefully it's not head gas. Look at all the coolant moving around in there already. Yeah. Haley?
Yeah.
Not unless there's no thermostat.
No thermostat.
Huh?
More than likely there's no thermostat in it.
That's what it looks like.
It shouldn't be pushing it that quick, but since it is flowing, more than likely there's no thermostat in it. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I looked at it.
All right, we'll probably just let it run for a little bit and then so here's our fuel system for now. But you can tell she hasn't dropped idle yet, so. But it sounds good. For sitting for 17 years, sounds mighty nice. No valve train noise, nothing like that, like I said. So, I think that's a win. If you guys did enjoy today's video on the 69 Mustang and seeing it fire up for the first time after it had been sitting for 17 years, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Also notification bell. That way you guys can stay notified on the next thing I have to do to the car. And I'd like to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel so far, left a like, a comment. It really is helping the channel grow. I appreciate it very much. Until next time, later.